Hey y'all, just a heads up, there is an audio check on this video, so please make sure that you are listening. You will hear a code word if you are listening, so please make sure you're focused, listening to the entire video, and taking notes. In order to use the quadratic formula, the equation must first be in standard form. The quadratic formula does not work if the equation is not in standard form. Here's what you need to know about standard form. There's a 0 on the right, and this a must be positive. Okay, that's what you need to know. So in this example, what I notice is that there's not a 0 on the right. How can I get there to be a 0 on the right? Well, what's on the right is minus 10, so I'm going to do plus 10. Okay, and if I do it on one side, I of course have to do it on the other side. So what happens? Well, on the left side is now 4x squared. Notice this plus 10 is not like terms with anything, so I'm just going to bring it down as an extra term, and I'm always just going to make sure that, right, there's the number times x squared is first, then the number times x, then the constant. So in this case, I already had 4x squared minus 9x. I'm going to bring down plus 10 equals 0. Looks just like that. Okay, go ahead, take a moment. Pause the video, try that question real quick. And welcome back. Hopefully you tried this. I'm trying to get rid of this 15 because I want there to be a 0 over there. So that looks like this. Okay, there we go. That's in standard form. Okay, let's take a look here. Now, this one has something tricky about it because that number has to be positive. So what do I do? How can I make this number positive? Well, here's what I can do. I can move it to the other side. It's going to be positive on the other side. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move everything to this side, and then the 0 will be on the left, and then I'll just flip it around. Okay? So normally, right, I would just subtract 3x from both sides. Like over here. Look, this is positive. You're just going to get rid of this, kind of like you did above. But this one's different because that is negative. So what I'm going to do, notice what I'm doing is actually just moving everything to one side. Okay, so I'm going to add 8x squared and subtract 17. I'm going to put it all on this side. So I actually have a 0 over here. Okay, so what's on this side? I have an 8x squared, that comes first. I have a plus 3x, that comes next. Look, I know it feels like you should bring down the 17 first, but nope, right? Number with x squared first, then x, then the c with no number. So this is plus 3x, right, because it's positive 3x, minus 17. Now watch, super lazy, equals 0. Okay, now it's in standard form. Okay, go ahead and try this one. Now look, this one doesn't have a negative here, so it's not as complicated. Take a moment and try it. And welcome back. In this case, you should have just added 5x to both sides. And what you should have ended up with is 5x squared plus 5x minus 15 equals 0. Okay. Last row. Careful here. Okay. Now look, it's positive over here. It's positive over here. Don't move it over there, because in order to move it over there, you're going to have to subtract 2x squared from both sides, and it's going to end up negative. Can't be negative. So you got to move the junk to this side. Okay, same deal over here. Okay, now look, this is going to be 0 equals. Look, I'm going to write it lightly because you already know what I'm about to do. I'm going to erase it. Okay, I'm going to bring down 2x squared, bring down plus 3x, bring down minus 45. I know all that junk equals 0. I'm going to erase it over here. Okay, you try this one. Now look, this one is negative. What you going to do with it? Okay. This one here, oh look, you're going to add it to both sides. It's going to be positive. Life is easy. There's already a 0 over here. Okay, now just be careful with your order. Okay, this is 5x squared. Bring down plus 2x, then bring down minus 7. Okay, and the code word for this video is cow. The audio code word, cow, like moo, I'm a cow, like that. Okay, the word cow is your audio code word. Let's try a full problem. It says solve. What do I do when it says solve? I find the solutions. How do I do it? I can factor. Sometimes I'm going to use a quadratic formula in this case. How can I use a quadratic formula? Got to be in standard form first. I have an x over here. That's a 1x. I don't like that. I have to move it. Okay, so I'm going to bring down, this is 2x squared. then my term with an x in it, so minus 1x minus 36 equals 0. Now I can use the quadratic formula. So my a equals 2, my b equals negative 1, my c equals negative 36, and I'm going to plug into my formula. Opposite of b, okay, b is negative 1, so opposite of b is positive 1, plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c over 2a. All right, let's do it. This is negative 1 squared, that's 1. This is negative 4 times 2 times negative 36. Let's be lazy, let's use a calculator. Negative 4 times 2 times negative 36. I get 288. Okay, 1 plus 288, I don't need to use my calculator for this, right? That's 289. So I get 1 plus or minus the square root of 289 over 4. Let's put the square root of 289 in my calculator, and I get 17. Now remember, let's say I had put a different, let's say I had this, and I got this, I'm like, I'm done. I would have been done right there. Unfortunately, I am not done. I got 17. Okay, so this becomes 1 plus or minus, 17 over 4. So that becomes 1 plus 17 over 4 and 1 minus 17 over 4. That's negative 16 over 4, which is negative 4. Answer number 1. This becomes 18 over 4, which becomes 4.5. Okay, so those are my 2 answers. You're going to go ahead and try this one right now, and that's going to be your next question in Edge Elastic. Okay, again, the audio word is cow. Best of luck to you.